If you've ever scrolled through Twitter and thought, there's no way this headline is real, you'll understand this story right away. Rajon Rondo, a two-time NBA champion with the Celtics and Lakers, was suddenly trending, not for basketball, but because social media posts claimed he was the #1 flag football quarterback in America. Clips from accounts like Frankie Vision showed him throwing darts, and pages like Legion Hoops spread the headline without hesitation. But here's the catch: who actually said Rondo was ranked? And was there ever proof? That's where the confusion begins. The headline that set everything in motion started with one viral clip. On August 25, 2025, Frankie Vision posted over 5 minutes of footage showcasing Rajon Rondo slinging pinpoint passes in a flag football game. The caption was bold: "He is the one ranked flag football QB in the country right now." From there, the claim traveled fast. High traffic pages like Legion Hoops, Poly Market, and Courtside Buzz reposted the video and the phrasing, pumping it into feeds across Instagram, X, and beyond. Within hours, the idea of Rondo as the #1 quarterback had become an internet-wide talking point, and this is where the viral machine takes over. When enough big accounts echo the same story, the headline begins to feel like confirmation, even if no evidence exists. Fans see well-shot clips, they see brand names they know resharing them, and that repetition builds credibility. It was the perfect mix for clicks: a retired NBA star, a new sport, and a claim so outrageous it begged to be shared. But where's the official list? There isn't one. No governing body or published national quarterback ranking supports the claim. Sports outlets like On3 and Sports Illustrated stress this point, noting that flag football has no recognized national quarterback rankings at all. Still, with each repost, the narrative grew stronger. A highlight reel edited tightly around crisp throws gave the claim a veneer of authority. Watching Rondo toss spirals with ease, you could almost convince yourself it made sense for someone to call him the best in the country. What the internet got was a story that seemed both shocking and oddly believable at the same time, and few people paused to ask if it had ever been verified. At the same time, USA Flag Football added another wrinkle. Their official account shared the same video and even tagged Rondo with the comment, "We would love to see your skills in action." It was a playful nod, not an endorsement, but for many fans, that was enough to blur the line. Seeing the sport's governing body engage made the claim look official, even though USA Flag never said he was #1. Their response fueled the cycle. They acknowledged the buzz without ever legitimizing it. This is what created the illusion of proof. Frankie Vision's clip provided the visuals, repost accounts supplied reach, and USA Flag's playful comment lent the impression of authority. By the time reputable outlets began pointing out the holes, the story had passed the point of no return. Thousands of fans had already bought into Rondo, the top-ranked quarterback, with very few realizing the entire ranking never existed to begin with. Is there a national QB ranking for flag football? No. Governing bodies don't track quarterbacks, and no list has ever been published naming Rondo or anyone else as the nation's best. The entire narrative rested on a single caption and a well-edited highlight tape. Yet the way it spread is telling. It shows how quickly athlete branding, smart highlight clips, and the amplification cycle of major accounts can generate reputational currency out of thin air. For someone like Rondo, this wasn't just about flag football. It was about how one post could shift the way people talked about him, even years after his NBA career. And that brings us to the bigger picture. If one clip and a bold caption could convince the internet that Rajon Rondo was the best quarterback in the country, what does that reveal about the way social media can transform a pickup game into a widely believed sports headline? What made this story stick wasn't just the clip. It was how social media took a pickup game and spun it into something that looked like a ranking. The video itself showed men's league level play on a park field, but online, that didn't matter. With a polished highlight and the right caption, the footage was enough to convince people they were seeing proof of Rondo's supposed standing in the sport. The reason it felt believable comes down to his background. Long before he was an NBA champion, Rondo played quarterback at Eastern High School in Louisville. His reputation for vision, quick reads, and leadership on a football field matched what fans already knew from his basketball career. Add in the lore that he once outthrew Drew Brees in a 2017 contest, and the idea didn't feel far-fetched. It felt like a natural extension of who he already was as an athlete. In other words, the tape didn't stand alone. It connected to a story people were already primed to believe. The mechanism worked like this. First, a credible seeming clip paired with an existing narrative. Second, repost by high-traffic accounts that layered on repeat exposure. That combination created implied legitimacy. Enough users saw the same message from multiple trusted handles and began accepting it as fact. This is how platforms substitute repetition for reporting. So did that viral caption actually create a ranking or just a myth? The answer is clear. There's no official system ranking flag football quarterbacks. Outlets like Sports Illustrated and On3 pointed out the narrative didn't have evidence behind it, but by then the recycling had already taken over. Most coverage became a copy and paste loop, echoing the Frankie Vision clip along with Rondo's high school football history and the Drew Brees anecdote without adding anything new. The global reach shows how far that loop extended. The Times of India, for instance, ran a headline claiming he was the #1 ranked flag football quarterback, as if it were concrete fact. American outlets didn't always go that far, but many amplified the claim by repeating the same talking points without checking. The result was an echo chamber where almost no one questioned the source. The handful of skeptics only highlighted the divide in how stories like this spread. Barstool leaned into sarcasm, treating the claim like a punchline. Stadium Rant went the opposite route, pointing out that the video looked like a rec-level game, and emphasizing the lack of substantiation from any governing body. Meanwhile, mainstream sports outlets tried to clarify, explaining that no rankings exist. Together, the reactions painted a picture. Some were in on the joke, others treated it as gossip, and only a few took the time to call it misinformation outright. This layering of highlight clips, recycled anecdotes, and loose media amplification created the illusion of proof where none existed. It wasn't that anyone could actually find an official ranking, but rather that so many pieces stacked together that audiences no longer felt the need to check. Once the narrative was set, it was self-sustaining. The irony is that the video didn't need evidence, because the story had already written itself. Fans filled in the missing pieces. Former high school quarterback, rumored contest against an NFL legend, crisp throws on camera. Social media doesn't demand documentation, it demands momentum. And once that momentum arrives, even institutions like USA Flag couldn't resist commenting, indirectly feeding the storyline. By the end, what started as one Rookie League highlight reel had reshaped Rondo's image for countless fans online. And in a way, that's the real headline. The ranking never existed, but the belief absolutely did. Which raises the bigger point. If this kind of moment can turn casual clips into career-defining narratives, what does it say about how easily credibility shifts in today's sports culture? In the end, Rondo was never officially ranked #1. What spread online was a viral social media claim with no governing body, no published list, and no confirmation from USA Flag. Their account reposted the clip and tagged him, but they never named him the top quarterback. That distinction existed only in captions and headlines. The bigger reminder here is clear. Viral hype can create reputations, but not verified status. So what do you think? Does Rondo's flag football skill deserve a real shot at something like a Team USA roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy these breakdowns of how sports media spins stories, make sure to like and subscribe. Harmless hype or a problem for sports coverage? You decide.